Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 25th of December 2023. So Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays wherever you're listening from. The look at the global cryptocurrency market does show some indication of a bullish period. But to be honest guys, there's not much movement so far as the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is concerned. Now surprisingly, Solana is definitely heading towards the moon, and right now it has overtaken Binance BNB chain, and right now it is number 3 so far as smart contracting platform is concerned. So we'll definitely go and very briefly touch base on that. So guys, when I look at the price of stablecoins in cryptocurrency, what I'm also going to be sharing is the top 5 decentralized apps that are currently working on Solana. And look guys, a few weeks ago in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I did actually state that I wouldn't be surprised if Solana does actually overtake Binance BNB chain. And looks like that is what has happened. So it's going to be really interesting to see guys what the future of Binance BNB chain is. Now guys, in today's episode, we're also going to be discussing an iconic person in the cryptocurrency space, and some of them often call them as a detractor. That is Gary Gensler, who is the chair of SEC. Now look guys, whether you like Gary Gensler or not, me personally, I definitely do feel that what he is doing for the cryptocurrency industry is 100% spot on. Now listen guys, a lot of the cryptocurrency influencers and so-called shitcoin promoters definitely do not like Gary Gensler, and I'll go ahead and discuss why that is. But to be honest guys, he's absolutely straight up. Now mind you guys, I don't like the political ideologies that he's representing, but that being said, he's a straight up guy, and I'll definitely go ahead and explain and give my reasons why. Now guys, what happened earlier this year is that Coinbase, they started their own blockchain network, and it is called as Base Network. And guys, when Base Network was launched, it definitely made quite a lot of news. And guys, in today's episode, we'll discuss some important metrics that is to do with total value locked, and they have reached a staggering $735 million. So we'll definitely go ahead and have a look at that. Now, another event that actually took place earlier this year, that was the launch of WorldCoin. And to be honest guys, WorldCoin did face a lot of regulatory hurdles all over the world. Now, today's episode, we have an interesting news, and that is to do with Microsoft's Minecraft. Now, mind you guys, Minecraft has openly said no for blockchain and cryptocurrency, but when it comes to WorldCoin, looks like they're going ahead and willing to integrate WorldCoin. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now look guys, since the last few months, Bitcoin ETF news has definitely taken the cryptocurrency world by storm. And in today's episode guys, what I'll do is, I'll very briefly touch base on the news that discusses ETF calendar. Now this is not a massive news. Essentially it is just a calendar that gives us an update on when we can potentially expect a Bitcoin spot ETF. So I'll definitely go ahead and share it. And guys, if you're following CoinMarketCap to check the prices, I did get the ETF calendar via CoinMarketCap. And guys, towards the end of the episode, I'll go ahead and discuss a crypto ban that Senator Warren did actually introduce. And she introduced Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act in December. And to be honest guys, looks like she's focusing on crypto ban. Now what has happened is that right now guys, there is Stop the Crypto Ban, which is petition and initiated on change.org. And more importantly guys, this is done by Chambers of Digital Commerce. So we'll definitely go ahead and look at that. And looks like guys, Stop the Crypto Ban has gained well over 10,000 signatures. So we'll very briefly touch base on that. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news guys seems to be promising news. And the first news has to do with Phoenix Group, and they are reinforcing its tech and Web3 portfolio with strategic investment with a UAE-based platform in the tech and Web3 space. And the company is called as Level, so we'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. And the second news guys is an absolute massive news, and that is regarding VMate's VMix platform, and they have teamed up with Wompow Digital. And listen to this guys, they want to go ahead and launch a $100 million Web3 fund for driving digital asset initiatives in the Middle East. Definitely positive news. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on both the news. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode, so let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry, can help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes,
go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since we've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now as of today guys, 25th of December, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.68 trillion. Now listen guys, it's really important to understand that I'm looking at these numbers in the early hours on the 25th of December, and because it is the weekend and because it is Christmas season, to be honest guys, I'm expecting the numbers to be less, and it is still Sunday in most part of the Western countries. Now since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.98%, and the total cryptocurrency market volume guys is at $60.66 billion. Now considering the fact that this is a weekend, it is Christmas season, to be honest guys, I'm really astonished, and the numbers are definitely looking good. As a matter of fact, since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 26.30%, and guys, if you look at the volume of DeFi, for the very first time in the history of 2023, the 24-hour volume is well over $8 billion mark. Earlier in the first 9 months of this year, the number used to barely even cross the $4 billion mark. Now as of today, 25th of December, it is at $8.95 billion, and guys, since the last month or so, the total value locked has been consistently over the $50 billion mark, and as of today, it is at $53.54 billion, and so far as total value locked is concerned, Lido is definitely leading the pack with $20.98 billion, and guys, decentralized exchange dominance is at 15.27%. Now mind you guys, one trend which I've been observing for 1 week is that decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is extremely flat, and to be honest guys, that is really worrisome for me. Now so far as the DeFi volume is concerned guys, it is accounting for a staggering 14.75% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now let me very quickly run through the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchanges, because Uniswap is at $1.14 billion, Orca guys is at $444.14 million, PancakeSwap is at number 3rd at $367.67 million, Trade2Joe guys is at number 4th at $131.49 million, and Core Finance at $126.65 million. Now guys, let's quickly run through the volume of stablecoins, and guys, as I mentioned in my episode yesterday, what I've been noticing is that the volume of stablecoins is accounting for less than 90%, and this number does actually coincides with the demise of Binance BUSD. And guys, if you look at Binance BUSD's 24-hour trading volume, it is absolutely ridiculously low, less than $35 million. And look guys, this is unfortunately one of the powers of governments and regulations going after a cryptocurrency exchange, and even the CEO of Binance. Now if you look at the volume of stable coins guys, it is at $52.38 billion, and stablecoins is accounting for 86.36% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $52.38 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $45.81 billion, Circle USDC at $4.01 billion, and Tron USD guys looks like it is consistently at number 3rd at $179 million. Now guys, if you look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, mind you, the numbers are pretty much the same, but there is a massive improvement so far Solana's number is concerned, and the price of Solana guys, or Sol, has crossed a $100 mark by a massive margin. And if you look at it over a period of 7 days, it is actually up by well over 50%, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that later on. Now if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin alone, it is at $855 billion, whereas Ethereum guys is at $275 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $15.3 billion, whereas Ethereum guys, the 24-hour trading volume is little over the 50% of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume at $8.86 billion. Now surprisingly guys, the dominance of Bitcoin has actually gone down, And it's no surprise, guys, whenever there is some indication of a bullish market, a lot of the altcoins tend to pick up pace, and looks like clearly a lot of investment is actually flowing into Solana or Sol, and because of that, Bitcoin's dominance has gone down to 50.85%, and Ethereum's dominance has gone down as well at 16.40%. Now guys, listen, because there is so much news surrounding Solana, what I want to do is I want to share some numbers so far as the top 5 decentralized apps on Solana is concerned. Now what you can do is, guys, you can go to dappradar.com, and what you can then do is you can select it based on whichever blockchain protocol that you want to check it. Now listen, guys, you can check a combination of Ethereum, Solana, or other decentralized apps, or you can look at dApps that are currently working only on Solana. So in today's episode, let me just run through the decentralized apps that are currently working on Solana. And what I'm going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to be reading out 2 numbers. The first one is the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract over a period of time for Solana. And then, guys, I'm going to be comparing this with the number of unique active wallets interacting or performing transactions with decentralized app smart contract over a period of time. Now, over a period of time most likely looks 24 hours, because to be honest, guys, the numbers are ridiculously low. Now, the first decentralized app on Solana is Jupiter Exchange, and if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, it is $69.73 million, and guys, the number of wallet interactions is 122,000. The second one is Saber. In terms of dollar amount, guys, it is $17.09 million. In terms of unique active wallets interacting or performing transactions with decentralized app smart contract for Saber is 2,750. The third one, guys, is Sharky. In terms of dollar amount, it is $16.51 million, and in terms of wallet interactions, it is 753. Now, mind you, guys, when I say 753, it does not necessarily mean that there are only 753 people using the decentralized app. Rather, it means that there are 753 smart contracts, and in this smart contract, there might be hundreds, if not thousands, of people using the smart contract. Now, if you do want to get more detailed information, what I'd really recommend you to do is look at the Blockchain Explorer for Solana, and then you can look at the transactions taking place in Sharky. That'll give you more in-depth information. Now, the fourth one is Mercurial, and in terms of dollar amount, guys, it is $8.37 million. In terms of wallet interactions, it is 1,780. The fifth one, guys, is Solin. In terms of dollar amount, it is $7.76 million. In terms of wallet interactions, it is 1,530. Now listen, guys, these numbers are ridiculously small, considering the fact that right now Solana has actually overtaken Binance BNB chain, and there is still a massive way to go, and it probably might never even overtake Ethereum, but I just thought I'll go ahead and share these numbers. Now guys, in today's episode, before we look at the king of all kings, let me run through a protocol called as DigiByte, cause they've been active for well over a decade. And DigiByte, guys, the ticker symbol is DGB, that is D for David, G for George, and B for Bravo. And DigiByte, guys, was created in 2013 by Jared Tate with the goal of improving upon Bitcoin's limitations in security, transaction speed, and capacity. And DigiByte, guys, comprises 3 main layers: a smart contract, that is the App Store, a public ledger, and a core protocol facilitating communication among nodes for transaction relay. And guys, so far as the security measures is concerned, DigiByte employs 5 different proof-of-work algorithms to enhance security and prevent centralization of mining power. And this approach aims to make the network more resistant to potential attacks. And they also have something called as digital assets or digi-assets. And in addition to the native token, that is DGB, DigiByte introduced digi-assets, a platform for creating digital assets, decentralized apps or dApps, and smart contracts. And this expands the use case of DigiByte blockchain. And guys, so far as the governance structure is concerned, DigiByte's governance operates on a voluntary basis, aligning with the principles of openness and accessibility, and the project relies on contributions from developers, the DigiByte Foundation, and the DigiByte Awareness team for making efforts. And so far as the tokenomics is concerned, guys, a small percentage of 0.5% of the total DGB supply was pre-mined in January of 2014, and half of this pre-mine was reserved for development purposes, while the rest was distributed. And so far as the total supply is concerned, DigiByte has a hard cap supply of 21 billion tokens, and the emission curve follows a decreasing issuance pattern, with the block reward reducing by 1% each month. And so far as the funding approach is concerned, DigiByte intentionally did not pursue fundraising methods like ICO or initial coin offerings, which made so much of headways in 2017, isn't it? But what they did was they actually focused on organic development. Now, so far as the network security is concerned, guys, DigiByte relies on proof of work consensus mechanism where miners validate blocks and earn tokens as block rewards, and the use of 5POW or proof of work algorithm is intended to enhance security and prevent common vulnerabilities. And so far as the difficulty adjustment is concerned, DigiByte emphasizes having an advanced difficulty adjustment system, making the network resilient to hostile moving within mining circles, and this is a crucial aspect of maintaining the security and the stability of the blockchain. And so far as the block time is concerned, with a quick block time of approximately 15 seconds, DigiByte's blockchain has demonstrated longevity and robustness since its launch. So essentially, guys, in summary, DigiByte distinguishes itself through its multi-algorithm approach to security, the introduction of digi-assets for expanded functionality, a voluntary governance structure, and a unique approach to token distribution and fundraising, and the emphasis on security and decentralized principles remain at the core of DigiByte's design and operations. So look, guys, this is one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency space and even in the blockchain space. But unfortunately, if you look at it via coin market cap, they are ranking somewhere in 300 or something. But to be honest, guys, DigiByte did make quite a lot of news when it was launched. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And right now, guys, the price of Bitcoin is $43,686. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.37%. But since the last 7 days, it is up by 3.71%. And guys, listen, later on what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be sharing out a calendar which does actually give us specific dates as to when we can expect a Bitcoin spot ETF for different applications. And to be honest, guys, those dates are absolutely critical for the approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF, which will directly impact the price of Bitcoin, isn't it? Now, so far as Ethereum is concerned, guys, it is at $2,922. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.60%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.82%. Now listen, guys, what I've been doing in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast is I tend to look at the top 3 cryptocurrency and blockchain protocol. And to be honest, guys, in the history, there has only been on 2 occasions where Ripple did actually overtake Binance BNB chain, but Ripple's market cap did actually go down below the Binance BNB chain. But right now, Solana has definitely overtaken Binance BNB chain, and I wouldn't be surprised if it remains in the top 3 at least for the next 6 months. So what I'm going to be doing is, for the very first time, rather than reading out the price of Binance BNB chain or Binance BNB coin, let me go ahead and read out the numbers for Solana or Sol, because the price is $116. Since the last 24 hours, guys, it is up by 12.49%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by a staggering 57.55%. Now look, guys, me personally, I'm not a fan of Solana or Sol blockchain because I very strongly feel there is a centralized entity, and in the past they have definitely got and stopped producing blocks as well. But the world of cryptocurrency is absolutely crazy and wild, isn't it? Now, could it be possible in the near future Solana does have some hiccups? I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, but the price is definitely looking good, and I have to admit, guys, that this year they have made solid partnership, and only because of that the price of Solana or Sol is definitely pumping up. Now, guys, listen, let me go ahead and talk about a really crucial and important person in the cryptocurrency space, and that is Security and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler. Now listen, guys, if you're watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, a lot of them do actually hate Gary Gensler, and I do agree and understand why that is the case. But when you talk about Gary Gensler, he does seem like a straight up guy. Now, me personally, I do not like his political ideologies because he does represent the Biden administration. But that thing being said, when it comes to cryptocurrency, I actually do like what he's saying. Now listen, guys, you need to understand that Gary Gensler has been a professor for MIT, and he's been educating people on blockchain technology going back to 2013. So when you're talking about Gary Gensler being a detractor for the cryptocurrency industry, that is definitely not true. And based on my experience in doing research in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, I hate to say it, 99.99% of all blockchain and cryptocurrency are actually scams. And keeping all these things in mind, I definitely do agree to what Gary Gensler is saying. So what happened, guys, is that Gary Gensler did have an interview with one of the key person from CoinDesk, and I do believe CoinDesk has a newsletter called A State of Crypto. So what I'd recommend you to do is, in case if you do want to read the article, it is in the show notes below. But let me go ahead and give you a summary of what they actually talked about in that session. Because look, guys, Security and Exchange Chair Gary Gensler did actually express concern about fraud and bankruptcies in the cryptocurrency space, and rightly so, guys. There have been over 90% of cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that have gone completely belly up. And in that interview, he also said that some crypto entrepreneurs build non-compliant business models, and I'm pretty much sure he's taking a jab to Binance and even Coinbase as well. And guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission, which is led by Gary Gensler, did actually sue major exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, and he does actually emphasize the need to address fraud and protect customers as well. And guys, as of now, the US Security and Exchange Commission is reviewing new Bitcoin spot ETF application, and Gary Gensler does actually believe that crypto investors lack proper disclosure from projects, and I 100% agree to it. Now listen guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go to YouTube and subscribe to US Security and Exchange Commission website, and they actually do put out some really useful information on their YouTube channel. A lot of the cryptocurrency influencers do not watch it. What they want to do is they want to directly go out and badge Gary Gensler, and the answer is pretty simple guys, because Gary Gensler is trying to prevent these cryptocurrency influencers, even podcasters and projects, from doing more fraud, and the whole intention is to protect the customers. These are my honest thoughts about it. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Coinbase's blockchain called as Base Network. And guys, the Base Network is a project incubated by Coinbase, and they continue to exhibit steady growth, and they are doing that at a slower pace compared to its initial surge. But guys, according to our latest figures from L2B2.com, Base's total value locked has reached a staggering $735 million, and this actually reflects a 4% increase over the past week. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, go to L2Beat, and the link for it is in the show notes below, and what that actually states that since its official launch in August of this year, the total value locked of Base Network has increased from $592 million at the end of November, and right now it has exceeded $600 million. Now because of this news guys, I'm pretty much sure it's going to positively impact the price of Coinbase shares as well, isn't it? So definitely positive news. Now guys, let's discuss some interesting news, and that is regarding an integration of WorldCoin, and surprisingly it has to do with Minecraft. And now the reason why this news is interesting guys is despite Minecraft's typical resistance to blockchain, Microsoft has actually given its approval for WorldCoin's new integration within the game, signaling an exception to the game's crackdown on crypto and NFTs. So how is WorldCoin going to work with Minecraft is something like this. WorldCoin's app integration will use a World ID credential for user verification, letting Minecraft server operators require players to authenticate themselves before being granted certain in-game permission. And guys, this news is actually published by a leading publication called as Decrypt, so definitely an interesting news, definitely positive for the cryptocurrency world. Now listen guys, ETF news is surrounding the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency as well, isn't it? Now if you go to CoinMarketCap guys, there is a section called as community page, and in that community page, there is a Twitter ID called as Satoshi Club. They have gone ahead and published a useful calendar that does actually state the critical dates on when a Bitcoin spot ETF will be approved. Now what I really liked about this news guys, it takes into consideration all the Bitcoin ETF, and they have titled it as Bitcoin ETF approval calendar. And what I really like guys, they have the different filing dates as well, and then it gives you the first deadline, the second deadline, the third deadline, and the final deadline. Now surprisingly guys, the first final deadline of all Bitcoin spot ETF is ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF, and that is on the 10th of January 2024. So on 10th of January 2024, we will get a concrete either acceptance or rejection of Bitcoin spot ETF, and this date guys will definitely set the stage for browser Bitcoin and other ETF approvals as well. So really important date. And if you want to check the specific date of other Bitcoin ETF approval, that is by BlackRock, Bitwise, VanEck, even WisdomTree, all of that is in the calendar, so definitely useful piece of information. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding the ban of cryptocurrency. And Senator Warren guys, who is a Democrat, did actually introduce the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act in December, and this particular act guys, which is introduced by Senator Warren, is described by experts as the most direct assault on personal freedom and privacy of cryptocurrency users and developers. And guys, the bill is now backed by 11 US senators, and it is heavily criticized for potentially stifling innovation, damaging job prospects, and undermining the promising crypto sector. Now here's the interesting bit guys, the bill, which is backed by 19 US senators, 16 of them are Democrats, 2 of them are Republicans, and Republicans guys, if you see the name, both of them are RINOs, often called as Republicans in name only, and just one of them is an independent. And look, guys, I've always said this, left-leaning ideologies and Democrats are definitely not a fan of cryptocurrency, are definitely not a fan of Bitcoin, and they're definitely fan of cancel culture, and these guys are definitely in favor of central bank digital currency. Republicans, on the other hand, and right-wing ideologies are definitely in favor of cryptocurrency. They are in favor of Bitcoin and freedom of speech, and right-wing ideologies and Republicans definitely want to go ahead and put an end to central bank digital currency as well. But to be honest, guys, that most likely will not happen. Now, regarding this particular act, guys, there's right now a petition called Stop the Crypto Ban, and this is actually initiated on change.org. And surprisingly, guys, this is actually led by the Chambers of Digital Commerce, and this was actually put up on December 16th. And at this point of time, it has garnered more than 10,000 signatures. So definitely positive news. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, if this particular act does actually go forward. Most likely it will not, and cryptocurrency might just have a win, and hopefully we'll be able to stop the cryptocurrency ban. So those were some macro level news, guys, from the cryptocurrency world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, and both the news, guys, are absolutely positive one. And the first one, guys, is actually published by Yahoo Finance, and that news actually talks about Phoenix Group PLC that is making a strategic investment in Levely, which is a UAE-based platform in tech and Web3 space, and the investment, guys, aims to reshape online interaction and monetization for creators and consumers, and Phoenix emphasizes its commitment to driving innovation in the digital revolution. And Levely's platform, guys, combines Web2 and Web3 features to foster direct-to-consumer relationships, and Levely introduces its own digital currency, which is set to launch in Q4 of 2024, enabling seamless monetization for creators and exclusive experiences for consumers. Why didn't they just use Bitcoin, guys? That would have been so much better, isn't it? Now, Bijan Alizadeh Fard, the co-founder and group CEO of Phoenix Group, highlights the investment significance for supporting homegrown tech startup, and the investment, guys, represents Phoenix's dedication to the future of the digital and creator economy. And Phoenix, guys, sees them as more than just a platform, aligning with its commitment to leading the tech industry with trailblazing initiatives. And Faraz Afar, the CEO of Levely, describes the investment as a strategic alliance to revolutionize online monetization and empower digital and Web3 footprints. And guys, Levely's unique blend of social e-commerce and content monetization with Web3 capabilities aim to disrupt the status quo, and Phoenix Group's expertise in cryptocurrency is seen as a complement to their whole mission. And Dave Cotterdall, the co-founder of Levely, expresses enthusiasm for Phoenix investment, validating the vision and enhancing technological capabilities in the Web3 space. And guys, the investment is characterized as a partnership between Web3 powerhouse and a consumer tech platform, and the strategic investment is described as a pivotal moment for both Phoenix Group and Levely as well. And the partnership, guys, aims to redefine the digital economy and pave the way for unprecedented opportunities and digital innovation. And Phoenix Group PLC, guys, is globally recognized as a leader in blockchain technology, focusing on Bitcoin mining and infrastructure. And the company is dedicated to fostering groundbreaking tech startups across diverse industry. Now listen, guys, if you do want to go and explore the future of social interactions and creator empowerment, you can go to Levely's website, that is www.levely.com. That is L for Larry, Y for Yellow, V for Victor, E for Elephant, L for Larry, Y for Yellow.com. So definitely positive news. Now, guys, let's look at the second news, and that is regarding VMix platform that is teamed up with Wampa Digital, and they want to go ahead and launch $100 million Web3 fund for driving digital asset initiatives in the Middle East. So let me go ahead and share what this news is all about, because the initiative, guys, is based at the DIFC Innovation Hub, that is the Dubai International Financial Center Innovation Hub, and Wampa Digital, guys, collaborates with VMix Play for investment in promising digital asset projects, hosts over 700 tech firms, fostering innovation and collaboration. And VMix, guys, a Web3 gaming giant, invested in Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol, also called as CCIP. That, to be honest, is an absolutely massive deal. And Wampa Digital, guys, a Wampa Group subsidiary, focuses on early investment in digital asset and Web3 ventures. And Wampa Digital is establishing the Singapore Gulf Bank, a digital banking institution in Bahrain. And guys, the collaboration aims to pioneer new horizons in the Middle East digital asset industry. And Aurel Fong, the senior partner at Wampa Group, expresses enthusiasm for the partnership, and Fong sees potential for innovation in the rapidly growing Web3 sector, particularly in the Middle East. And Henry Chang, who is the CEO of eMade, highlighted the goal of sharing insights related to blockchain technology. And guys, a $100 million Web3 fund target strategic investments, particularly in the Middle East. And guys, VMix Play is one of the world's largest Web3 gaming platforms, and Wompow Digital's focus on blockchain aligns with fund's objective. And the fund, guys, operates with the DRC Innovation Hub, fostering collaboration and innovation. And Wompow Digital is actively driving blockchain technology and digital banking initiatives. And the collaboration, guys, reflects growing interest and investment in the Middle East Web3 sector. And guys, a $100 million Web3 fund signifies a significant step in advancing digital asset initiatives in the Middle East. So definitely positive news. And those were the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, there's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Juno who asks, with so many politicians opposing crypto in the US, could they ban Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Did you know you're asking a very important question? And since the last week or so, Simon Dixon is one of the OGs in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. He has been posting something similar. So what I'd really recommend our listeners to do is follow Simon Dixon on LinkedIn. Now what he's been posting is that once the US government or all central banks all over the world go ahead and start launching central bank digital currency, most likely they'll go ahead and start banning Bitcoin. Now to be honest, I must admit, I haven't watched the videos yet. I just looked at the subtitle. I really am not sure. Maybe in the video who goes ahead and says that the government will continue to have Bitcoin, or will they completely outright ban Bitcoin? So what I need to do is I need to personally go ahead and check it myself as well. But listen, politicians are absolutely scary in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. And going back to your question, Juno, with so many politicians opposing cryptocurrency in US, could they go ahead and ban Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? In today's episode, I literally talked about an act which Senator Warren is actually trying to build, and her whole intentions and Democratic Party's intention is to go ahead and outright ban cryptocurrency, and that, to be honest, is definitely not ideal. Now, on similar note, so far as Bitcoin spot ETF approval is concerned, I've said this thing so many times in my Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, until and unless we have left-leaning administration, that is Biden administration, personally, I don't see a Bitcoin spot ETF to be approved. But based on the meetings that has been going on since the last few weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if the US Security and Exchange Commission does actually bow down to another left-leaning giant, that is BlackRock, and does go ahead and approve a Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, I personally think that if we have a Republican or right-wing politician, maybe President Donald Trump, it's only then we'll go ahead and see a Bitcoin spot ETF approval. But I could be miserably wrong, because knowing the notorious history of politicians on both the side, they're definitely trying to look for their own gains, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a Bitcoin spot ETF, and that is primarily driven only because of BlackRock. And listen, Bitcoin ETF approval has been going on for such a long time, but only because of BlackRock getting into the game. There's so much of hype regarding Bitcoin spot ETF approval, isn't it? And that's one of the reasons, I do think that the US 2024 election is so critical, not just for the Bitcoin spot ETF approval, but also for Ethereum spot ETF approval, and generally speaking, the entire Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space as well, and even the blockchain development as well. So definitely brilliant question. Now, that thing being said, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of cryptocurrency and blockchain or centralized exchanges do actually move to other countries like the United Arab Emirates or even Saudi Arabia. And one trend which I've been observing is in 2023, there is so much of news surrounding Saudi Arabia, not necessarily in the cryptocurrency blockchain space, but definitely in the artificial intelligence space. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get some positive news, let's say regarding metaverse, that a lot of mainstream adoption does actually take place in Saudi Arabia, and looks like the government is changing. But absolutely excellent question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series in Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, And also check out my other website, area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember guys, 8 am to 8:30 am, we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East, and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.